What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video I am going to be making Scylla. Now I went on and drawed this picture that I saw online, the best way that I could figure out how to get Scylla. Now I did do this for Tiamat as well, because I did not know which one was going to be the winner, so I went on and did a rough sketch for both of them, just in case whichever one wins. Now, you're probably now to the point, why do I have a piece of paper and not like I normally do with other figures sitting around to put together? The thing is, this monster right here is something that I can't just put together. So, I went on and got me a few things. Wire and some clay. Now this clay was recommended to me from the people at the store, and a few friends of mine told me that this would be the best clay to work with to make this. So what I already went on and did this part. I thought this was going to be hard to do on camera, but I went on and got one of the legs. And as you can see right here, there's the leg right here. I already marked it. Now, all I did was, I was going to have this on camera, but trying to do the looking and trying to measure and everything was really hard to do. Well, really it wasn't hard, it was just messing up, and I knocked the camera over twice. So I kind of gave up on that. But all I did was took the wire, went from here to here, bent it, and then bent it this way, and then bent it another way so it would have the different folds in it. So we're going to move this on out the way. Now you're probably wondering, why didn't I just take this piece and went to, like say, to this leg, just stretched it all the way across to here and did it here to here and that leg to this leg and just had the body. I'm going to tell you that I'm going to be doing a few things in this video that I have not done before. So this will be a learning experience for me, and hopefully it all turns out great at the end. So go on and get this open. Oh, the tear part was right here. I thought you had to tear it from up here or something. Now, I'm just going to use one part, if I can get it out. Come on. There we go. Wanted to be stubborn. Now, I don't think I'm going to use this whole piece to do this, because my idea is, set the clay down, is to make one leg, because each one of these legs are the same size and width. Might have like, well, I don't know, all the spikes are probably the same too. When I looked at pictures and went back and looked at the movie, everything looked the same. Just like any other animal, each leg is the same, just like spiders, crabs has. So that's why I'm going to make one leg. I'm going to make a mold and cast it. Hopefully I said that right, in the right order. And make a figure of it. And I'm going to do the same thing for the head and body. Don't think I'm going to need that piece. This stuff is really hard. I would have thought this was going to be like soft clay or something, but actually this is really hard. Now, like I said, I am new to this, so hopefully y'all can bear with me. Alright, I am done with the leg. I got part of the head right here, and I'm working on the shell right now, as y'all can see. I went on and did make a shell, but turned out to be too big for her. But as I'm going by the picture that I got right here, and this will be probably better because it will have enough of the the spiral look of an actual shell. Now the leg, if y'all notice right here, I did add, hang on, y'all might not be able to see it from there. I added a little piece to it right here at the end. Because I'm going to try my best to make this where it will have a ball joint. Hopefully it turns out the way that I want. But yeah, to get the spin going, I'm using this little ball tool, or ball edge tool, if the camera will focus on it. Yeah, I guess that's the best I can do. But I'm just taking, I had to pull it around, then once I got going, I just took my finger on this side and slowly turned and pulled with it. And while I'm doing this, the little tool right here is actually making marks in it. But I have had to push down on it a little bit to keep it in shape. And there we go, we got the shell, or somewhat of the shell so far. Just gotta shape it in the right direction. Now hopefully this shell is the right size. And yes, I've been going back and forth to this, and I hate to say it, but it is too skinny. Again, the only shell that really got the right thickness was right here. So I might just have to go with this bigger shell and the less spiral look. And I'm kind of upset about that. Move the camera over so y'all can see a little bit better what I'm doing. Okay, I will apologize right to y'all right now. The only reason these are right in this pan, I'm getting ready to put them in the oven to bake. But the only reason the head's done, the shell is done, and the leg is done, when I was doing the shell, the camera fell off the tripod, and every time I turned it on, I kept knocking it over, so that's why I went on and cut the feed. But I wanted to bring y'all back so y'all can see what I have done before I bake it. And to be honest with y'all, those little tentacles right there for Scylla's face was a nightmare. And hopefully those will still look the right way. Right now the thing's upside down. I got the head part facing down, so the back end wherever all the tentacles, if y'all can see that, is all tied up together. So I will bring y'all back once I get this all baked up. Alright, welcome back everybody. I am so sorry that I did not record this part of the video of making the molding parts right here. As like I said at the beginning of the video, hopefully I did say this and I'm just not remembering right. It's been a few days. But I've never done stuff like this, and I went out and got some mold boxes. As you can see, why the color is pinkish right here and the outside ain't is because it's the mold box, but I did not put what is it called, Vaseline, I think it is, supposed to use to make sure the stuff don't stick. And so in a way I ruined 3 mold boxes. So I ended up just figuring I used the mold boxes to help keep the mold in there a lot better. But the figure, this clay figure did come out still looking good. As far as I know, everything looks good. When I pulled her head out, it still came out looking great. Just the way it went in. The only thing is pulling out the leg kind of did break. But I ended up getting the legs, so all those pieces did get molded in here. And I did add some, I looked it up, it's to put baby powder in molds like this. Or you can use Vaseline to do it as well, but I went on and tried baby powder to put inside the holes. And then I tapped it around and everything. And dumped out the recent stuff. So this is all good for the next step, and that is doing the casting. And I got set A and B. If y'all can see the name brand right here. I got at my local Hobby Lobby store, but I think you can get these at your any craft store, just like I'd give with these. This right here, it's here it is right here. Here's the box of what I got. So, as far as I know, we're going to do 1-to-1 ratio. Pour it in, and hopefully the stuff comes out right. I got my mixing cup right here in my stick. So I will bring y'all back, hopefully in a little while. Alright, I've gotten everything straight. There was some competition since this was my first time casting, and this kind of happened inside the cup. I was stirring the stuff, and I did not know how quickly it was going to harden. So, I got this mix-up type thing. I'm going to probably keep this for something. I probably could think of something to do with this. Maybe an egg. Maybe something. I don't know. We'll figure that out. Then, second attempt, I poured a little bit too much. But it came out looking kind of good, that this stuff just peels right off of the cup. But I did end up with a few things though afterwards. Some little discs like things from the bottom of the cup. So that was kind of neat. This one got the stick indent in there because I forgot to take the stick out. But other than that, what I did was I made these out of clay. Oh, didn't mean to drop that. The body, leg, and the head. The head is going to be being used because of some competitions. But just like right here, here's the head when I made the mold. And find out, I tried this 3 times. And it was not getting the full and tentacles. I'm trying to get the camera to focus on it if it would. But it's too short where the tentacles were supposed to come out. Only one tentacle got saved, and I didn't want to try making more pieces to connect to this, so I scrapped that idea. But I did end up with some mix-ups too for the legs. This leg ended up, the piece right here when I was pulling it out, this came out, this was stuck at the bottom, so it's almost like it was not fully connected like this. So that was something I could have fixed and used, but I didn't want to be using something that had glue right here and then it breaks off. And then you got this leg that was about right. The only sad part was the bottom part right there. The little tips right here where it was supposed to be a sharp edge, like how the clay version has this, these did not come with that. As y'all can see, it missed out, and I think an air probably got in there and made an air bubble where the point was when the cast was coming down into the hole. But I'll probably find a use for these. If anything, they could be bones or something. So I'm going to move these out of the way. Now for the great part. Oh yeah, before I forget. Right here was supposed to have been a ball joint because this was supposed to have where the arms and stuff can move up, down, and side to side. But because of this piece not molding right, as you can see right here, for some reason an air pocket or something messed this part up as well. So I tried this several times and I gave up on it. I'm sorry. But I think with the weight of the body and everything, it would have probably did, if I can get it right, sunk down like this. More likely, if it was on there. So to keep it up like this, I just made it permanently. So I'm going to move these out of the way. And I'm going to show y'all the finished product. And there she is. My own handmade Scylla from scratch. Now, like I said, the clay head was going to be used. And there it is right here. And to show you what I mean by the tentacles were halfway done is right there. There we go. If the camera will focus. Half of the tentacles were done. Instead of having full length and size, I made like 8 heads and I didn't want to waste no more stuff, so. But I mean, she came out looking great. Now, yes, I did take some milliput to fix the legs because they all kept coming out like this without the tip. So, but I fixed them so they look more like this now, and they do all have that edge in there. Now, molding this took a while. The body came out on the second try. The first try I didn't pour enough. Like I said, I ended up with this mess because I didn't know how long to stir it. So, and a lesson learned right there. I learned a lot doing this, and I had fun doing it too. So this opens up a whole new door to me, and it's another trait that I can throw into my arsenal of figure making. Since this is the first one that I made, I know she ain't gonna look as good. Now, I did try to get the spikes that's on her legs and on her shell, but it was not working too well. So hopefully y'all can forgive me for that. And so now we're going to move on to the next step, and that's the fun part, is painting. So I got my dark gray prime. And oh yeah, before I forget, I forgot to mention I did use some hot glue to go between the legs, because when I went back to look at some footage and some pictures, she actually has like this webbing, almost like how octopus or squids have between their tentacles. That's what she has right there. So I took some hot glue and put in the gaps to instead having it where they would be more of not being there. As you can see right there, when I put the paint there, you can see what I mean. It said it just connected straight in there. So we're going to move on to the painting. Alright, I got her all primed and ready for the main paint. And that is all I'm going to be using, is just yellow and antique white to make a sandy looking color. Right here, kind of like a sand, almost like color. Alright, I got the main color on there. Now we're going to move on to the next step, and that's going to be a little bit of dry brushing. And the color is basically the same color as what we just put on. The only thing is I added some of this color in there to give it more of a sandy look. But this is mostly the main color. That's why this part is going to be dry brush on there. So we're going to need a paper towel. Now, since I got that sandy look on her, hang on. There we go. You can still see the yellow coming through the sand look on her. Now we're going to add some colors to her that are mostly what you see instead of the yellowish sand. And that is, well, first up we're going to do a wash, and that's going to be with this color right here. I mostly call this a swampy green because how it looks. It might not look like that on camera, but that's what I call it, is just my swampy green. And we're just going to do a wash with it. Alright, we are almost done. All's left is to do some more dry brushing, and that will be with lime tree. Hopefully I said that right. I think that's lime tree. I don't know, it's a light green. Get paper towel. Alright, I went on and finished her off camera because I noticed the video's getting long here, so I went on and did the final touch-ups. I went on and did the tentacles with a flesh pink color and took the sand yellow color and dry brush right here on the top part to blend it in a little bit better with the green. And I went on and gave her yellow eyes. And I went on and darkened this part right here, the upper shell. I think that's what this would be called, because since this is the main shell, wouldn't this be just the upper shell? I don't know if anybody knows what this is supposed to be. Let me know. I know this is supposed to have spikes, just like the claws or the legs were supposed to, but there was some complications with that. But I'm glad that she came out looking like she did. Would have been better if the ball joints would have worked, but try her by error. And I'm just glad that this is actually in hand now, to be honest with y'all, because I never did molding or casting before. This was my first time doing it. And so far, everything came out right. Instead, the head. I went on and used the clay head that I made, but everything looks pretty good. And down here, I just kind of took the hot glue that I did for the legs to do the webbing part. For them, I went on did down here to make it more like a flesh kind of color. I mean, flesh type of tone. That's why that looks like that and not like the shell. But yeah, I think she came out looking good. What do y'all think? Y'all think I did a good job on her? But yeah, I hope everybody's having themselves a good day or night, whatever time you are watching this. And hopefully this opened up a new door to me to make more, but I can make other figures that I couldn't make before. But I know that she was the hardest to do because since she walks on her legs. Oh yeah, I know the tentacles are longer than they were supposed to be, but that is actually kind of a good thing because with all the weight in the middle, the tentacles actually do help hold her weight up, or hold some of the weight in the middle from the legs. So you hold it up from the legs and the tentacles. But I kind of think this makes her look more like towards the end of the movie when she's like kneeing down or bowing. So because how low she is. Or not, I don't know how I could explain it. I know the legs were supposed to be straighter like how this leg is. But guessing somehow everything it's sitting like this and just curved, but I think that's alright. That means the sharp edges, well, not really sharp, but the hook parts won't be broken if it's not on the surface. But yeah, I think I'm going to go and end the video here. Like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I will hopefully see everybody next time.